Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me adjusting my wardrobe on camera. The video series that has me lounging while coming at you with whatever floats to the forefront of my mind. I've now been in 3 different outfits today, or shirts. It's a little chilly out here on the porch on the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend. Okay, my dear sweet friend Judith M. Villeneuve, let me get a little light on the subject, of Maine was the winner of the contest. The quote that I did, "This was no boating accident," was from the movie Jaws. And she would like me to discuss why I educated my son in the manner that I did, and what it was and why I did it. Okay, I'm going to try to be quick about this. All right. Okay, I homeschooled Spencer, but the child, that's what I call him. Todd's here. It's not for any of the weird, loony, ridiculous religious reasons that are often associated with homeschooling. We did not do school at home. We did a method called unschooling, and it's basically child-led learning. I know a few people that do this now. It almost has to be done in secret. The only reason I can come at you live about this, not really live, but close enough, right now is because my kid is 21 years of age and has moved on with his life and is no longer in school. Basically, okay, I'll tell you the premise of unschooling. It's child-led learning, like I just said, and you follow whatever the child has an interest in, whatever subject he might or she might find to be intriguing. You provide the supplies to learn more about it. And also school subjects can kind of fit into, like cooking can be considered math and things like that. And we had a really good evaluator who also did that same method, and her daughter was like in 10th grade and was taking college courses and went over to Hungary and stuff and blah, 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 blah. And she died, unfortunately, the lady who did the evaluation. But she got Spencer through all of his stuff. And basically, let me give you an example. For one day he came out and he was talking to me about this Nikola Tesla, the inventor, the scientist whose stuff was stolen. I never heard of the man until my son came to me with it. So basically just provided him ways to research him more thoroughly. That's how it's done, basically. The reason why I did this, ladies and gentlemen, is because the current education system here in this fine country in which we all live is based on ancient Prussia in terms of bells ringing to change classes and all of that stuff. It's to get kids ready for factory work was basically how this was laid out. Like, like I said, bells ringing and the time of the day you spend on subject X before moving to subject Y. In a way, to me, it's like really displaying or taking advantage of, or what's the word I'm looking for? Participating in individual liberty and freedom. Because, for example, like having to raise your hand to ask to go do a bodily function is a little degrading. So that's why I just didn't like the structure of the public education system here in the United States. Not that teachers are bad or any of that. I totally support public school, but I just wish they would, good land, switch to a different model altogether. Now, after Spencer completed his actual schooling, he then went and got his GED, but he also took extra courses and stuff so that he could get an actual diploma. So he has not only a GED, but an actual diploma from a neighboring school district. And he was like top of his class out there and gave the commencement speech. It was the valedictorian. I was really proud. They also, he always dresses in a suit and stuff. He's kind of crazy. I don't know where he gets it. He got to accept checks and things from local businesses that gave to this particular program. Okay, so he's off and running and did all that stuff. Well, then years later, when I watched the Michael Moore movie, Where to Invade Next, I discovered that Finland used to have the worst education system, right about where ours is now. And they do basically what I did. I didn't realize that anybody, and now their education's like one of the highest. A lot of shadows on me tonight. There we go. At any rate, what they kind of started to do the method that I use, the unschooling sort of, where the children, they stress playing and climbing trees and doing things that you don't really associate with learning. But all in all, they're good for the overall child being a good citizen of the world. And that's the whole purpose, is to have a well-rounded child that takes an interest in certain things and can kind of run with it. So that was kind of neat. I was like validated over that, I suppose. And the child was always very good with participating in adult conversation. A lot of the stuff that you hear about, what about socializing? What about socializing with other children? It kind of cracks me up in a way, because what kind of manners and whatnot did any kid learn from another kid, really? They normally learn that stuff from adults. Not that socializing's bad. I mean, he was in the Scouts and that kind of thing. So that is the reason. We used unschooling. And there's a teacher that used to win the Teacher of the Year award all the time in New York City. I think his last name's Holt. I think it's John Holt, Holt. It's been years since, I had to really delve into this. He wrote a lot of books about this very thing, how dumbing down of America by our current system. And so that's why. I mean, I wanted him to be able to, for example, take an Oliver Stone course on the real history of the United States and not just the American exceptionalism version. So these are the reasons why, and that was the method that we used, was called unschooling, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. Once again, I need to reiterate, I am all for public education. I want it to have a completely different face. No more bells and 45-minute class or any of that. More of just a different way to do things based on Finland, I think would be a good way to go. I really respect teachers. Because I'm thinking they would probably like to do this as well, but they're kind of limited. God, I can't think of words. Anyhow, there you go. Judith M. Villeneuve, the prize winner. Got to pick that subject. Wake up. Wake up. I hope you're not sleeping over this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Signing off, Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with news items of the day.